Bruiser, Chapter 25, Epic. I will not give in to an interrogation, even from Bronte. On a day in the park where wind-torn clouds sweep a frenetic sky in vivid Van Gogh strokes, while Bronte and I read Homer on the grass, studying for an epic exam of cyclopean proportions, I will not give in to the interrogation. As Cody jumps from a tree, oblivious to the strain he puts on my shins, then climbs again recklessly, no thought of consequences, his survival skills, a casualty of his painless existence, I will not give in to the interrogation. While Bronte leans into my lap and I read the Odyssey aloud, feeling her need to know grow stronger the longer I avoid it, until she notices that I'm reciting the book entirely from my memory, and she finds the first question to begin the barrage. But just as Odysseus resists the sirens, I will not give in to the interrogation. You memorized the Odyssey? So what? Homer did it, and I'm not even blind. The whole thing? Only the parts I've read. That's amazing, Brew. It's just something I do. Like the healing? It's not healing, it's stealing. Excuse me? The pain doesn't leave, it just jumps to me. How do you explain that? I don't. As the sun hides behind the shearing clouds, the temperature plunges, and frustrated mothers race to their children, coats at the ready to battle the schizophrenic day, and Bronte ignores the breeze, knowing the sun will strobe on again in a moment. Yet if she's cold, she does not care, because she's begun the Inquisition. And I wonder if her need to know is stronger than my need to remain unexposed. How did it start? Do you choose who you heal? How do you choose? Who do you choose? Does anyone know? How does it work? Do you have to be touching? Why won't you answer? Are you listening? Brew? Even as I offer Bronte nothing but silence, her hand ventures beneath my shirt, roaming my back to make a gentle accounting of my wounds, asking me if it hurts, telling her that it does, just a little. Then her hands move around to my chest, and just as I realize she's not feeling wounds anymore, she tickles my neck, giggles, and pulls back her hand, and I think how different this is. How I've never been teased, at least not like this, not the way a girl teases her boyfriend. And the raw power of that thought makes me surrender, giving in to the interrogation, willfully spilling forth things I've never told a soul. For as long as I can remember, I've stolen, ripping all the parts from the people I love and from no one else. I don't choose it, I don't want it. But because they found a place in my heart, I steal their pain as soon as I'm near them. And all because I got caught caring. But those others, all the others, dripping their disapproval like summer sweat, they're on the outside, and I will never let them in, never. Let them keep their broken bones, shed their own blood. I hate them. I have to hate them, don't you see? Because what if I didn't? What if I suddenly started to care, and their friends became my friends, and every ache and pain, every last bit of damage drained from them to me, until I was nothing but fractures and sprains, cuts and concussions. But as long as I keep them on the right side of resentment, despising them all, I'm safe. Listening keenly, passing no judgment, Bronte takes it all in. Then leaning close, she kisses my ear, healing me in a way she will never understand. And she whispers, "But you did choose to care about Tennyson and me. You let us in, Brew." So I nod and whisper back, "Promise you'll close the door behind you." Bruiser, Chapter 26, Enumeration. Here are the 10 things I will never tell Bronte or anyone else. Number 1, my father could be one of 5 men I've met, and after having met them, I don't want to know. Number 2, Cody's only my half-brother, but he doesn't know it. I once knew his father, but not his last name or where to find him. Number 3, men were constantly falling in love with my mother. They thought she took away their innermost pain, but that was actually me. Number 4, we once joined a cult that eventually changed its name to the Sentinels of Bruiser. I don't want to talk about it. Number 5, my mother developed ovarian cancer, but I couldn't take it away. I have no ovaries. Number 6, she left us with Uncle Hoyt when she first got sick. She knew if it spread to other organs, I would get it too. Number 7, she called me every day until she died. I still talk to her once in a while when no one's listening. Number 8, someday I want the government to find me and pay me millions of dollars to sit near the president. Number 9, someday I want to be on a Wheaties box, or at least on the cover of Time magazine. Number 10, someday I want to wake up and be normal, just for a little while, or forever. Bruiser chapter 27, Orifice. With neck hair standing on end, secret panic tripping in my brain, I cross into the petri dish of despair, the chasm of chaos, the school cafeteria, where larval troglodytes of blue and white collar breeds practice the vicious social skills of peacock preening and primate posturing amid the satanic smell of institutional ravioli. When I reluctantly join the line for food, I avoid all eyes but notice across the cafeteria Tennyson and his girlfriend Katrina, who cling to each other like statically charged particles. And I wonder if Bronte might cling to me in the same way, even while under the judgmental glare of the hormonal high school petting zoo, if she didn't avoid the cafeteria on principle. When a hairless ape named Ozzy Odell forces his way in front of me as if I'm nothing more than a piece of soy-stretched meat lurking in the ravioli and calls me the nickname he would much rather call the special ed kids if he could get away with it. Hey, short bus, make some room. No, the end of the line's back there. I don't think so. We're in a hurry. So am I. For what? Freak practice? While he laughs at his own idiotic joke, I think how in the past I would just let it go. But meeting Bronte has changed me, and I'm boldly standing up for myself in places that used to give me vertigo. So as the lazy-eyed lunch lady hands Ozzy a plate of ravioli, I tell him how shaving his head for swim team was not a good idea, because it emphasizes how small his brain is, the same way his Speedo emphasizes how small other things are. Which makes his friends laugh at him instead of at me. And Ozzy laughs too, telling me it's so funny I deserve to get my ravioli first, because I've earned it. Then he hands over his plate full of the slithery, slug-like pasta pockets. And I'm confused enough to think that maybe he's sincere, because I don't know the rules of the game. When he rests his finger on the edge of my tray, not forcefully enough for the lazy-eyed lunch lady to notice, but enough to shift the balance and flip the whole tray, turning the ravioli into projectile pasta, splattering every available surface, including the expensive fashion statements of several speechless kids, who believe Ozzy when he calls me a clumsy waste of life, all eyes turning in my direction as if I'm the one to blame. And I know I'm beaten because as much as I want to expel my fury right in his face, as much as I want to play whack-a-mole on his hairless head, I can't. And wouldn't they all laugh from here to the edge of their miserable universe if they knew that the boy most likely to fry was incapable of lifting a finger to hurt anyone, even if the hurt was earned. With nothing left but humiliation and red sauce, I just want to escape, until Tennyson arrives out of nowhere, barging his way between us, casting himself as an unlikely avenger, and says, "Got a problem, Ozzy?" While the lazy-eyed lunch lady, out of touch with anything On the far side of the warming trays, hands a plate of ravioli to Ozzy, which Tennyson grabs from him and gives to me, asking Ozzy if he plans to do anything about it, because if he does, he should fill out his complaint form in triplicate and shove them in all 3 of his bodily orifices, which Ozzy has no comeback line for, because he's still trying to figure out which 3 orifices Tennyson might be referring to, if he even knows what an orifice is. And even though I don't want Tennyson fighting my battles for me, I can't help but crack a smile. Because now I finally understand what it means to have a friend, and maybe it's worth the pain I'll endure because of it. Bruiser chapter 28, Anabolic. Chest press, shoulder press, lats press, squats. Tennyson is all business in the gym. Free weights are the way to go. Machines are for girls. Half an hour in, I'm feeling muscles I never knew I had. Biceps, triceps, deltoids, pecs. I am Tennyson's new project. You need muscle mass to take on guys like Ozzy. Bronte might appreciate some muscle mass too. Crunches, curls, extensions, thrusts. Tennyson is the trainer from hell. You want something easier? Go pick flowers. He tells me it'll hurt even more tomorrow. Low weight, high reps, high weight, low reps. I'll learn to love the burn if I don't puke first. You think this is hard? Wait till next time. Tennyson says he'll make a bruiser out of me yet and laughs. Elevate heart rate, hydrate, repeat. Better living through anabolic exercise. Great workout, he says, and I'm not even sore. Right, because I'm sore for both of us. Bruiser, chapter 29, Surreptitious. Lacrosse, soccer's angry cousin, football's neglected stepchild. No cheerleaders, band, or stands. Games are played on the practice field. If you want a chair, you bring your own. Bronte waves. She saved me a spot. It's Raptors versus Bulls. Dinosaur against beast of burden. I've never seen the game played before. We turn to the match, which has already begun. Tennyson is a starting attack man. He's very good, but not great. He's a fast runner, but not the fastest. Still, he makes up for it in bullheaded aggression. He's always bucking for MVP, Bronte says, but never gets it. A pass. He catches it and moves downfield, cradling the ball in the net of his stick. He shoots for the goal and misses by inches. Then the Bulls power through the Raptors' defenses. Goal. Disappointment. I feel Tennyson's frustration, and I know that Bronte is right. He'll be a team captain, but never the star, unless he has something to make him invincible. I'm breathless as I watch the game. Then I suddenly realize why. Tennyson does have a secret weapon that can make him the star of the game. I wonder what he'll do when he figures it out. Stealing the thunder of a stick check to his right shoulder, I bear the pain in silence for fear that Bronte might see. Scraped knee hidden by my jeans. I could leave but choose to stay, to surreptitiously sustain the blows. Because if I am now Tennyson's project, it's my right to make him my project as well. Final whistle, a Raptor victory. Tennyson scored 3 goals and barely broke a sweat while doing it. I kiss Bronte in the excitement of the moment. Can she tell that I'm drenched beneath my windbreaker? And what if, when I get home, Uncle Hoyt sees me, notices all the fresh bruises, and knows that I've taken things from far beyond the bounds of our family? I shudder at the thought of him knowing about my secret life. I could tell myself it would be all right, that he could do no worse than he's already done, but there's a pit in my uncle's soul, and I've never seen the bottom. I hope I never do.